Doc laughed at Ike's taunts, letting them roll right off his back. Doc smiled as Clanton grew angrier, enjoying the man's face turning red a bit too much. Billy Clanton's hand snapped for his pistol, prompting Virgil Earp to call out, "Hold on, I don't want that!" Too late. In that one motion, their whole world exploded in gunfire, smoke filling the street. Doc leveled his shotgun at Billy Clanton, demolishing his chest, the man flying backward through smoke. Virgil shot and missed, while Wyatt shot at Ike. Once Billy Clanton didn't rise, Doc swung the shotgun to his left, where Frank McClory, a cousin to the Clantons, struggled to reload his Colt. Giving him no chances, Doc emptied his shells into McClory's stomach, ripping his guts apart. Dropping his shotgun, Holliday pulled out his own Colt, hitting Tom McClory, Frank's brother, with a close-range shot to the chest. Tom survived the initial bullet and started to run. Holliday, unfazed by the hail of bullets flying past, walked in the general direction down 3rd Street, putting 3 more bullets into Tom's back. Once the 2 McClorys were dead, Ike and his surviving brothers tried to run, only to be apprehended by Wyatt and the others. The gunfight at the O.K Corral, while lasting only 30 seconds, has become known as the greatest showdown in Old West history, cementing the Earps and Holliday into American folklore and legend. It didn't end the feud between the Earps and Clantons, Morgan Earp being assassinated on March 18, 1881, bringing about Wyatt's vendetta ride, where the war was finally finished. Doc Holliday and Kate traveled Colorado territory for the next several years after bidding farewell to the Earps, settling down in Glenwood Springs in 1883. Here, Doc took up his life of gambling again, earning a comfortable living while Kate kept house in the hotel room they shared. Holliday and the Earps kept in periodic contact through letters, but he never saw them in person again. He kept mainly to himself during his years in Glenwood Springs, but did manage to make 2 close friends, Father E.T. Downey and Reverend W.S. Randolph. In 1887, Doc's tuberculosis grew worse, leaving him often ill, unable to leave his bed. Kate and a nurse they hired tended to him, but it was clear to all, especially to Doc, that he was finally dying. On the morning of November 8th, Doc tried to eat a small breakfast of eggs Kate prepared for him, but was unable to, his coughing too much. He struggled to breathe, the task becoming more difficult as each hour passed. He asked the nurse if he could have a shot of whiskey, 1 final glass, but she said no. Doc grinned at her, his eyes going down to his feet. Bare, without his socks or boots on. Doc chuckled. He had told everyone he knew he would die with his boots on, gun in hand, but it wasn't to be. He passed away moments later, at 10 o'clock. Doc was laid to rest in Linwood Cemetery, outside of Glenwood Springs, his grave visited annually by those fascinated by the Old West and the stories of one of her greatest gunfighters.